Well, welcome back, everybody. Episode 8 of the Poor Choices Show. I am your host, Chris.
And I'm married.
Boom. Let's talk about it. No, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say, let's make poor choices.
All right, just go ahead and say it.
Let's make some poor choices.
God damn it.
I'm Birmingham. Call me Alabama because I'm Birmingham.
You didn't want to just go with call me Chris Berman?
That would have been way better.
Well, before we get into it, as Marylanders, I feel like we should send our thoughts and prayers out to those impacted in the Key Bridge collapse.
Yeah, sad news out of Maryland.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, but it sucks.
I'm just going to say thank God it wasn't rush hour. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Well, let's cheers to that, both of us, and we'll talk about what we're drinking. Cheers.
I keep fucking spilling, goddammit.
Well, hit me with it. What's the beer of the week this week?
We have a sour, per usual. It's called Rainbow Colored Glasses. It's a rainbow sherbet-inspired sour ale by, we'll go with ology, that, if you can't sing.
Okay. Yeah, those are some accents I've never seen, but all right, like it.
Yeah. Hopefully the description of this one's a little easier to read than the description of the last one.
Well, for audio listeners, it was an O with one single dot above it, ology, and the O in the middle had a single line across it at the top.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this one's pretty simple. It just says Rainbow Sherbet-inspired sour ale. Brewing companies out of Tallahassee.
Well, I had a rainbow sherbet. Was it our first episode, right?
It was.
Well, let me know what you think, because mine was okay. It was all right. It's purple. Wow.
It's like is it purple? So I think it's like an orangish.
Okay. Yeah.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think probably similar to yours. If I recall you saying that it wasn't very rainbow sherbety.
Yeah, it was very it's like candy.
Yeah, it just feels like a fruit candy.
Right. Yeah. Fruity.
It's good though. Well,
we need an out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
I think your lowest score so far. Wow. Okay.
I think it is too.
But not mad at it, but it's not the greatest.
No, I'd order it again.
Okay. Well, did you buy more than one?
I bought 4.
Okay, so you ordered it again.
So I'm gonna drink it again. Yeah. How about you? What you got?
Okay, I got it's called Dream Patch. It's a fruited sour shocker with cherry, blueberry, and raspberry. We're looking at a 6.5%, which isn't too bad. A little higher than what I'm used to. And this is from Lifeman's.
Hidden Springs again?
No,
we switched it up.
This is from Lifeman's, actually from Belgium. Believe it or
Lifeman's. That sounds like a grocery store.
So here's your can for you. A little bit of Dream Patch.
It looks cool. Does that say like OMG down the bottom?
It looks like a it does. It's the Omegang series.
Ah.
Okay. Kinda, if I saw this from a distance, I would think of like a circus or like clowns.
Well, it sounds delicious.
Well, let's see what we get. See if it tastes like a dream. Okay.
When you said the name, I thought of a dreamsicle and Sour Patch Kids.
I mean, it's a fruity sour. It's a very berry fruity. Scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably be at like an 8, maybe 7.5. It's not bad. I'm gonna give it the 8 because of the higher alcohol content.
Because it gets the job done a little better.
Gets the job done a little quicker.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with an 8. I ain't mad at that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not too shabby.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, so I had a thought. I figured being episode 8.
Right.
I want to ask you who you think the best athlete to ever wear number 8 is.
Cal Ripken.
Best, not favorite.
Cal Ripken.
Okay. There's a little bit of bias, I feel like, coming in here.
Well, let me ask you
if you've ever heard of these guys.
Go ahead.
Alex Ovechkin.
So I thought about him,
Who's what, 40 goals from breaking Gretzky's record?
He's real close. Yeah, he had 2 the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also this guy named Steve Young.
Yeah.
Another one that goes by the name of Yogi Berra.
Yep.
A little bit of bias in Troy Aikman. And then there's also this guy named Kobe Bryant.
You could also argue 24, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, once we get to episode 24, we'll revisit.
My non-biased argument for Cal would be he has, in my opinion, one of the best and unbreakable records in sports history with 2,632 games, if I'm not mistaken, in a row in Major League Baseball.
And I'll give you that.
Insane.
But I feel like to have a record like that, you really only have to be good enough. You don't have to be great.
Look,
not that he wasn't great.
He's a 3,000 hit club. I mean,
yeah, he's great. But I'm gonna go Kobe. I'm passing on my Aikman bias, and I'm gonna go Kobe.
See, I'd rather go Ovechkin than Kobe.
You have any backing, or what is your backing?
What's it? His name's Mr. Hockey, right?
I don't know. I don't really watch hockey. I just know he's awesome.
Oh no, that's not Mr. Hockey. He's you know what? Kobe's a good one. Now that you say it. Wait, who's Mr. Hockey? Hold on.
I would think Gretzky. I don't know.
No. It's an old dude.
How old? Like older than Gretzky?
Yeah. Can't remember his name. I'd have to Google it, but
So we're going Kobe.
Gordie Howe.
That sounds familiar. What number was he?
Number 9.
So we'll talk about him next episode.
Well, it's really quite funny that you brought that up, because one of my things I wanted to ask you today was we were doing it all weekend was, hey, here's a number. Who do you think of? Sports-wise, in the sports world.
Was I a part of any of that? I don't recall ever being asked that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You know what?
Yeah.
I remember I was not a part of the conversation, but I do remember at one point someone yelling my name and giving me like 3 or 4 numbers.
Okay. It was Sam. No.
Oh, it was Sam. It was Sam. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Well, so to that fact, I have the number 1 ranked player in all sports by number 0 through 100.
Okay.
Do you want me to pick a number for you and then you say a name?
That would probably be a little less weighted than me picking my own number and running with it.
Let's go with 21.
Deion Sanders.
Knew you would say that. That is not their number 1 athlete to wear 21.
No, they're wrong.
Tim Duncan is their 21.
I'm not mad at it, but I'm still going Deion.
I knew you would say it. How about 25?
He's not the best. The first thing that came to mind is Rafael Palmeiro, but that's just growing up.
It's a good answer. I like that answer.
Old 25.
Uh-huh.
Trying to work through. I don't feel like a whole lot of memorable running backs.
I'm going to give you baseball.
If it's old, I don't know.
It's not old. Here's a hint for you. That was me injecting myself.
Old Marky Mark.
No, you're close.
Didn't Mark wear 25? Or was he 24? Or 30? 35?
I think he was 35.
What?
35.
Okay. I guess Barry
Bonds.
Although this also could have signified Rafael Palmeiro.
And half of the players that played during there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird numbers, but then you see the name on it, and I'm like, oh, that was their number. Let me give you some more, I guess.
Keep me out of the, like, 60, 70.
How about 51? And it's also Major League Baseball.
I wasn't going there. I was thinking, what number was Dick Butkus?
I don't know.
I feel like he might have been 51. Baseball 51? I have no idea.
The big... the other one. The big... He threw the ball.
Nolan Ryan.
Nope.
Cy Young.
What do I want to give you here? Yeah. The big... He had a baseball card and he's playing drums with his mullet. The mullet?
No.
Seattle Mariners. Probably his most famous team he played for. He was on the Mariners with Ken Griffey and all them boys. Jay Bruner and all them.
I feel
Edgar
like
Martinez.
Right there. Pedro?
Big dude. Hence the name, the big.
Oh no, I thought you said Pedro.
No, Pedro was 40.
What?
45.
What Martinez did you just say?
Edgar.
Edgar. I got nothing.
That's the big unit. It's Randy Johnson, my friend.
You're right. 51?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what it says.
81.
I'm going to go T.O.
Yeah, that is what they have as well. Terrell Owens.
Okay.
85.
Chad Johnson.
I like that answer. They had Antonio.
Okay.
Not mad at it.
Okay.
Not mad at it. Here's a good one. 87. Not a football player.
87. I'm going to go Sydney.
Yep, that's correct. Sidney Crosby. Do you want any 90s?
Because fuck Pittsburgh, I'm going to go Reggie Wayne.
Now you're talking. You know what? That is the correct answer. I'm going to edit this web page here and
yeah. Is it a Wikipedia page? I think we could knock that out in a
something
quick,
like that.
Hot second. Yeah, you can give me a 90. They'll probably be all Cowboys unless it's something that comes to mind quick, but one might actually be a Cowboy.
Let's see. Do 92. Feel like you'll probably get that.
First thing that comes to mind is Greg Ellis, who was a Cowboy. But 92.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Green Bay.
Reggie.
Okay. How about 94? Here you go.
That's DeMarcus.
That's DeMarcus, yep. Besides that, how about... It's an interesting one. 99's too easy.
So ignore the 99 they have, assuming it's Wayne.
It is, yep.
What's your next one?
99. Is he NFL player?
Yeah. Or at least that's what I'm thinking of.
99.
If anyone should have been called the Big Hurt, it's this fucking guy.
D. Lyman, huh?
Yeah. Super Bowl champion.
Warren?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a good name for him. He could be the Big Hurt. He could be the big unit. He could be the big one.
Could be the big anything. Just that big motherfucker, yeah.
Biggie, can't you see?
That's funny.
Well, there you go. That's funny that you brought that up because I thought I wanted to ask you something since we had it over the weekend of just random.
Yeah, that is funny.
Hey, person, number 35.
Just like randomly, like close your eyes, point, and ask them.
Yeah, exactly. 30, most answers were good.
35, I think I'm going Mike Messina.
Yeah, that's what I went. Let's see what they went. I'm sure it's not Mike Messina.
30.
Oh, they went KD.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty good.
What do they have for 30?
30. Martin Brodeur for the Devils, the goalkeeper.
Over Steph Curry?
Yep, they said Steph Curry's getting close to being the choice here. However, 30 is a goalie's number. We wanted to give the honor to one of the best goalies to ever man the crease.
That sounds like we feel bad for hockey players, so we're going to do it.
All right, we need to mix it up a little bit. So, yeah,
it's easily got to be Steph.
I would have said Steph. I don't think I knew Steph's number. I don't really watch NBA, so.
But if you knew his number?
Yeah.
Or even knowing it now and knowing
does that mean he's as iconic as these other players? Like, I know Jordan's number, I know Kobe's number, I know LeBron's number, but I don't know Steph's number.
Yeah. Steph changed the game. Like, I know there's been guys that shoot threes, but like the amount of kids nowadays and players that like specialize in threes, like people are drafted because of their ability to shoot outside. I saw this one stat of some college player the other day, and it was like, I don't even know. It was like, say it was like 550 regular season shots he took. Like 28 of them were like 2-pointers, and the rest were 3-pointers. Like, this dude's getting a scholarship because of his ability to shoot outside like that. And so that year Steph broke the record for threes, I think it was, I don't remember what the record was, but he made like 411 that year. And no one at that point, no one had ever even made 300.
Jesus.
Like this dude shattered the record by over 100 threes.
Who did he beat? Reggie?
Yeah, he beat out Reggie. He beat out Reggie all time. I'm sure Reggie was probably the single season too. I'd have to look that one up. But yeah, plus he's like a 3-time champion. Like, this, when you evolve a game, you're the best shooter in NBA history, and you have multiple championships. I don't know how you can just feel guilty or feel whatever the fucking word is, and just give it to a goalie for shits and giggles.
Well, all I'll say is he should do more, or else I'm not going to know his number.
Well, now you know it, so just don't forget it.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, like, now that I picture him in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, Steph Curry's number 30. Like, I can see him wearing that number. Right. Yeah.
So I want to start a new game. So I'm going to ask you any year from 1989 to 2023.
Okay.
What's your What's your pick?
1996. Good year.
It was a good year. So the way this game's going to work is
Okay.
moving forward as we play it. You're going to pick a year, and I'm going to ask you 10 questions about that year.
Oh, okay. I'm about it. Okay. Go ahead.
This one, if I had to guess, I'm going to say you're going to get at least half of them right.
I'm not that confident, to be honest, but go ahead.
Well, you should be.
Okay.
So the first question is going to be, in the year 1996, who won the Super Bowl?
The Dallas?
It was Dallas.
Okay.
See? The next one is, in the year 1996, what was the top grossing movie?
My first thought was Titanic, but I don't think that came out in 96.
So I'll tell you, you're right in the fact that it didn't.
Okay. Hold on.
But
hold on.
It was also the first thing I thought when I came up with the question.
Is it 97 that Titanic came out? Or
I don't
98
know.
maybe? 96. Hold on. I got one in mind, but I don't think it would be the top grossing. I'm just going to guess it. Was it Twister? Bill Paxton with the tornadoes and all that?
No, your clue is that it's a movie that we've previously talked about in a 90s themed segment.
Okay. Which was the top 5 grossing movies of the 90s, right?
That's what it was, yeah.
In which there was Titanic, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Independence Day, and Lion King.
So it's one of those. Also, good job on, that was like what, episode 3 or 4? Good job.
I'm going to go with Will Smith, Independence Day.
That would be correct. Good job.
Hey. Okay.
The next one is
that counted as I got it correct?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right, cool.
We'll give you half a point. I'd give you a quarter point, but the fact that you remembered each of the top 5 from that, we'll give you another quarter. So you're at 1.5.
I'll take it.
The next question is, who was the president?
Oh, Bill
Bill
Clinton.
There you go.
Mhm.
2.5. This one I think you'll get, maybe on a second guess.
Okay.
What was the best-selling toy?
That's a good one. And what do we classify as a toy?
Something you
7.
play with?
Yeah. So my first thought was Pogs.
Okay.
My second thought was Barbie slash like an action toy, or maybe like a Power Ranger, something in that line.
Okay.
Was it that thing you put around like your ankle and like you had to jump over it? That thing?
No, I think that was like
What was that called?
earlier 90s.
It was earlier 90s.
Was it called like a Skip It or something?
Skip it. Yeah.
How the fuck did I know that?
Am I gonna hate myself once you tell me the answer?
I don't know about hate yourself, but you'll be like, I should have known that. So I'll give you a
give me a
clue.
hint.
I'll
Yeah,
give you a clue that will still count as a full point.
Okay.
I thought your first guess was going to be a Furby.
No. Is it a Tamagotchi? That little.
No.
Okay. So your hint was you thought it was going to be Furby.
Yeah.
So it's obviously not.
Right.
Furby.
So I guess that hint just eliminates Furby. But it's kind of along the same. So picture it's 1996, you're sitting on the couch in your living room, you're watching TV, and it seems like every fucking commercial break, a commercial for this comes on.
I don't know, man. Blanks.
It's red.
Fucking fire truck?
It's furry and red.
Man. Like a stuffed Clifford doll?
It laughs.
Like a troll doll? Oh, Elmo.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Tickle Me Elmo? Is that
Tickle Me Elmo, yep.
That was that
1996
early?
best-selling toy was Tickle Me Elmo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That tickles.
And then like the third time you tickle it, it like starts fucking vibrating and shit.
I would have guessed that came out a lot later than 96.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you have guessed 90s?
I didn't have one.
I didn't either, but my sister did.
Definitely so we were what, like 7, give or take?
Yeah.
Maybe
probably
a little
came
too
around
old for a
Christmas
little
Yeah.
Elmo. Yeah.
Okay.
What else you got?
The next question is, where were the Olympics hosted?
Atlanta?
It was Atlanta.
Okay, nice. That sounds nice.
This one you're not going to get. I've never even heard of it.
Okay.
What was the highest gaining stock?
KY.
Like the jelly?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
It was a company called WidePoint, some telecommunications company.
Yeah.
It was like 2,220% over the
I
year.
feel like you could have come up with a better 96 question than that.
Well, I had the question, and then you chose a year. So,
all right, that's fair.
if you would have said like 2020, then you probably would. That probably would have. Your thoughts would probably be a little different.
Okay. So far,
next one is, and don't think too far into this one. It's very, very surface, whatever. What was the most visited website?
AOL.com?
That's correct.
Hey, how about that?
Good job.
Okay.
Was that a good leader?
That was a good lead. That was really good.
So 4.5. This one I don't think you'll know, but you also have that kind of
a lot of prefaces to these questions.
A brain that works in. Well, I'm trying to give you clues without giving you clues. Like that last one. So this one is, who was Time Magazine's Person of the Year? I'll also take if you can tell me why he was the Person of the Year.
Thank you for the hint of a boy. 96 Person of the Year. That's like worldwide, right? That's like...
yeah, I think so.
Are they American?
It doesn't sound American.
Okay.
Half of it's American.
And 96 Person of the Year. I don't have the faintest idea.
His name is David Ho, and he won it for his fight against AIDS.
I mean, good for him, but...
Yeah. Well, I don't think he won, because I'm pretty sure AIDS is still a thing, but...
So. Wait, he didn't win. He didn't win what?
The fight against AIDS.
Oh,
yeah. No, he won Person of the Year. I don't think he's won his fight. Kind of like how these mayors keep getting reelected because of their fight against drugs, and they haven't won.
Well, South Park already discovered the cure to AIDS, and you just got to inject your cash. And
yeah, I wonder if maybe he wrote that episode. Maybe that's how he won it. He cured magic.
He sure did. Magic was like, that's it? I just got to inject myself with all my cash? Oh, I'm cured. Okay, right. What else you got?
The next one is, who was the richest person in the world?
Bill Gates.
There you go. 5.5.
Hey.
Now, the last one.
Mm-hmm.
It's doable.
Okay.
What was the Billboard #1 song of the year?
19. I was 7. I wasn't listening to music. Have I heard this song before?
Yeah, I think you heard it at the wedding.
Oh. My first thought was Bop, but I think that was maybe like 99, 98. Is it like on like a Now CD? If you got Now Volume 1 or 2, that song would be on there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's probably on a lot of CDs.
Does this band or artist have more hits, or is it kind of a one-hit wonder deal?
If they do, I haven't heard any of them.
So one-hit wonder. In 96. It was at the wedding, possibly at least on the playlist. So you can dance to it, so it's got some beat and rhythm.
So yes, that's a bigger clue than you'd probably think. As in, the song literally is a dance.
Got it. It's the Macarena.
It sure is the Macarena.
1 and a 2.
Yeah. Did that play at the wedding? I remember the YMCA.
I am pretty confident in saying that it did not play. I was also up at the DJ booth a few times, hanging out with our boy who's DJing, and he had his playlist up, and there was a lot of songs left towards the end of the night, and he was like, "Yeah, I got 2 more to play."
Yeah, that's what I figured, and so I told him before, so I sent him the list like a week before the wedding, and I was like, because he had asked for all the main songs for the procession and the recession and the entry and the bridal party entry, and
we need to come back to that procession, by the way. We'll come back to that. Okay.
And then he wanted a list for cocktail hour, for dinner, and for party, and then for the last private dance. So we gave him like a handful for cocktail and dinner, and I was like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, you do this, you figure it out. And then I gave him a big list for party, and I was like, I don't know if this is enough or not enough. I said, let me know, and if it's not enough, I'll give you more, and if it's too much, let me know, and I'll narrow it down. We'll give you the ones that we want played more than others.
Right.
And he never said whether he wanted them or not. So I just assumed that I gave him a good number. But
Well, by handful, I mean, I remember looking at the list and he was like, I have like 1 or 2 more songs, and it was probably another 15 to 20 songs left on the list.
yeah,
It's quite a bit.
I probably still have the list I can pull up somewhere, and I'm sure I'll probably see it down towards the end and just
Not
know
to
that
say he
it
did a
didn't make
bad
it.
job, because everyone had a great freaking time.
No, he did phenomenal.
He did. And the best part was when I went up there, I saw him, like, it wasn't just a guy clicking next song. He was like beating them together. He was
Scratching, yeah.
mixing them. I mean, I was like, oh,
I remember
Okay.
he played like four fucking roles, dude. I remember I'd look up at the booth and I'd be like, where the fuck's the DJ? And I look over and he's like out taking pictures and videos of everybody on the dance floor. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. We didn't even need a videographer for that.
did real good.
So
Real good.
yeah, that was
So
very
procession, right?
nice. Right.
All right. So ceremony finishes at the wedding.
Uh-huh.
All 8 of the bridesmaids and the groomsmen walk out with said 9, walk out with said partners that
Yes.
we were paired up with. And we head to the reception hall. And we get in, and waiting for us is 3-4 waiters with trays of, you name it.
Drinks.
They had that drink, whether it was a
Right.
beer or a mixed drink. They say, here, pick your poison, whatever it was. And everyone's like, oh, awesome, great. I'll take a yes, no, maybe so. And then the young lady, I can't remember her name, said, all right, I need you guys to follow me. We're going to go outside. We're going to let the guests into the hall, and then we're going to do our procession into the hall.
Right.
I'm like, great, cool. So we all line up with our said partner that they had us with. And maybe 30 seconds before, she's like, all right, make sure you guys get your dance or your move or whatever you guys are doing when you walk in. And we all looked at each other and went, what? What?
That's standard.
It would have been nice to know about it. It would have been nice to know.
I guess I could have warned you.
So I
Yeah,
looked down
every-
at her.
Every wedding that I've been a part of, it's
Well,
like
agreed.
everybody
And
comes in
I've
together and you guys just do a little
And I've
fucking
seen it,
whatever.
And the only 2 that knew about it were, at least to seem to know about it, were your sister and your stepbrother. And they were like, yeah, we're just going to get on one knee and cross our arms and take a shot. And I was like, that's really cool. Everyone else behind me looks like they just saw a ghost, because we just found out we have to do this. So I look at her and I'm like, what are we going to do? And she looks at me and she goes, what are we going to do? She's like wide-eyed, like, and I was like, all right.
She's married.
Listen.
She should know what to do.
I was like, listen, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to pull out some real bad dance moves, and we're just going to move on from this. And she's like, okay, what are we doing? And I was like, all right, we're going to start with, I already had the dances in my head. I said, we're going to do 2, 2, and 2. We're going to do 2 sprinklers. We're going to do 2 lawnmowers, and we're going to hit him with 2 discos, and we're going to walk. She's like, cool, great. And we get out, and it's our turn next. And she goes, what's the order? I was like,
What are we doing there?
I was like, it's like sprinkler, lawnmower, discos, 2 of each. She's like, all right, I got it. And we did it, but I couldn't tell you how good or bad it went. Yeah, so that was just one of those that I was like, I was at least was in a good spot as far as alcohol consumption at that point, so I wasn't afraid. Whatever, if she threw
wing
something
it.
out, I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
But she just looked like she was like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, all right, got it. It's gonna be real bad, but we're gonna do it. And we did it, and
Yeah.
it probably
made
wasn't
look
great.
good.
All right,
I went
that's
to
fine.
I was part of someone's wedding. I don't remember which one it was, but we went out with like champagne flutes, and we walked out. We like crossed arms, and we stopped, and we like chugged the champagne flutes, and then we like started fighting with them as if they were lightsabers.
Love it.
Yeah, that was great.
If I had time to prepare,
I guess I didn't realize that wasn't common knowledge.
I'll be honest, David, if I had time to prepare, I probably would have bought 2 of those wands that actually shoot fireballs. And
had
that's
a battle.
probably that's probably the route I would have gone. It would have been awesome.
And then if you would have told me that you were going to do that, I would have had Donnie like play some like Harry Potter fight music.
Yeah, exactly. Like some good hardcore, like we know what's about to happen. Or I would have pulled I would have had Donnie like give me the mic and be like, come to die. Fucking crush. Yeah. It would have been real good. Mm-hmm. It would have been real good.
It would have been great. Just put on get a smoke machine and have it set up and
it's just a little bit of heads up. Hey, when you walk in, or you're going to walk in and this is going to happen. Because once we got back and it was like, oh, here's drinks. I was like, cool. We're just chilling in the reception hall. Guess they're going to start coming in. They're going to, go from there.
Right.
No. hey, can you guys come back outside? Need you to pair up again.
Well,
you
at
gotta
least you
walk
got in to get your drinks. So did they have like a tray? So like for me, part of our like one of our meetings we went to, I don't remember which one it was for, but they were like, they had asked like, when you come in after the recession, what do you want to drink? And I was like,
it was
a margarita. So like they had a tray for me with a margarita on it. So did they have just like one of everything for you guys to take?
I remember looking at, I think it was Thomas who was in front of me. It was either Thomas or Josh.
Yeah.
We walked in and I
Thomas.
looked and we looked at each other and we went, like kids in a candy shop, we went, oh, because they had about two of everything. They had two of each beer that they had. They had two margaritas. They had two whiskey and cokes. They had two vodka sodas.
Wines,
and it was like, yeah. We were like, oh, well, thank you, kind person.
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah. Which at that point, as you know, we were feeling pretty good because it takes guys 15 minutes to put a suit on, and they had us get there 3 hours beforehand. And just
I had us get there 3 hours beforehand, which we were supposed to get there 4 hours beforehand.
4 hours beforehand. It might be a good thing that it was actually delayed.
Maybe, because we started drinking at the hotel because fucking homeboy was late. Well, I did. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, so everyone got the same drink except you.
Yeah, I got the mulch garita.
Yeah, you got a Moscow Marg, and then everyone else went with Red Bull vodka. Like, we're going to the wedding, let's do it. And then we got there, and Joe had been there an hour before us because he thought we were going to get there when we were supposed to, and had the fridge stocked, and was like, "Hey, here you go, boys. There's more downstairs if you need it." Good man. So when we pulled into the rehearsal, which, by the way, first one there, just gonna
the actual rehearsal. Yeah. Well, you missed the entire rest of the day, though, right?
Oh, big time.
Yeah. So
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. We'll get there when we get there.
So I got there probably a little after 4:30, because you had said everyone be there at 5 at the latest. We'll probably be there a little earlier. And I pull in. I was the only car, and I was like, okay. And I get out, and I met the two young ladies that were sitting there at the front, like, hey, how are you? Hey, I'm Chris. I'm one of the groomsmen. Yada yada. Okay, great, good, yeah. I was like, hey, do you have a bathroom? Yeah, it's in there. Great, cool. And a couple people start showing up, and slowly cars are pulling in. And we're there with a few of the guys, and this minivan pulls in, and we're like, oh, someone else is coming. Who's that? And it drives by us, and it's Joe driving the minivan. To which we all laughed really hard because one, never seen that man behind the wheel of a minivan.
Yeah, embrace it, because I don't know that you ever will again.
Could never imagine him being not behind the wheel of a minivan.
Yeah.
And three, he just, in a weird way, it suited him. Like, I saw him and I was like, okay, yeah.
Motherfucker looked like he was a dad since he was 14. So. I mean, it makes sense.
Look, someone had to get us our booze when we were in high school, so.
Yeah, that's true.
It was quite the sight to see.
Just like that, like slow drive by, where just like
hand on the wheel. He didn't even look at us. Just kind of like was like, just like, I'm just gonna go park. I'm gonna go park this machine I got here, and
they went over there and Chinese fire drill, so it looked like she was getting out of the driver's seat.
Exactly. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm just driving. I'm just riding in this car.
Drive a minivan, motherfucker.
Yeah. So that reception, I was, for lack of a better term, a zombie. I think is a good word for it.
Rehearsal.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, you were, I don't really remember. I kind of like blacked out the whole weekend just from experience, not alcohol, but just like the whole, like I remember everything, like
it's a lot of stimuli.
10,000 foot view, but like the details of everything, it's like hard to remember.
Yeah. I mean, I've got most of the details, I guess you could say, in my pocket, but as the wedding day or the wedding night went on, it might get
start to fade a little bit.
Get a little fuzzy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. That's a little too hard at the monkey bar then, I guess, huh?
So that would have been the day before the rehearsal,
right.
Thursday.
Mom said, which is why you were zombie at rehearsal.
All right. So the short and sweet of that is I drank from 9:30 a.m. to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
The short and sweet of that.
That sounds long to me.
It was long. It was a long time. Played golf in the morning. Maybe you can do like a little tally tracker, like a ding, 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 like how many drinks I had. So golf in the morning, 9:30.
Which was how many?
So I brought a water bottle that I'd filled about, say, maybe 33% full of Crown Royal.
Okay.
And then some Coke,
when did
soda,
when
Coke
did
and whiskey.
the top twist off on that?
9:45.
Which hole?
2.
Okay.
And that was just kind of like a, hey, just wet your whistle. Just one, whatever.
It's time. Yeah.
It's time.
Let my body know, hey, you're in for a rough next 24 hours, so get ready.
And it was me kind of anticipating we won't see the cart girl, beverage cart, until 5th, 6th hole. She didn't show up till the end of the 9th hole. So we each got 2 beers, and I just kind of gave my wallet and said, give me 2 ultras. But she only carried 16 ounces, which I didn't know. So he brought back 2 of those. Cool, great, I'll drink those. And then we got 1 more each on her next round. Went immediately to the Squid Lips restaurant.
Yep.
Where I had 3 more beers, 2 7 and 7s, and a lemon drop shot.
And that was from what time to what time?
That would have been probably from 2 to 4 in that range, give or take.
Okay.
Also had lunch, so I'm not doing this like,
empty stomach and yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Did we have breakfast or no?
We did. We stopped at Wawa. Yeah, got a burrito.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We then met you at the brewing place right up the street.
Yep.
Probably had 3 or 4 apiece, give or take.
Yep.
And I think you guys kind of departed from there. It was kind of getting late. It was like 7, 8 o'clock. People had been driving and flying and this, and kind of just want to go.
You would walk to some bar like right next door?
Right next door. And
Salty
that bar,
Fox?
for whatever reason on a Thursday night was like elbow to elbow, like jam-packed. So we got a beer piece and we're like, nah, can't do it. Left and found a place over by the hotel called the Monkey Bar. Went to said Monkey Bar, beers. We had 2 rounds of fireball shots at some point spaced out in between whatever time, beers, drinking, playing games and just screwing around.
What kind of games? Like games they had there?
Yeah, they had shuffleboard and that kind of stuff there.
I figured a place called the Monkey Bar that I had never heard of probably wasn't that great.
And there was only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us there. 3 single guys and a couple. We'd actually met 2 of the waitresses that we met at Squid Lips that were serving us that day. Like, hey, we're going to be there tonight. You guys should come out.
Yeah, I heard
Weirdly, they actually came in.
Yeah. I heard
but
one was potentially a future wife of one of the groomsmen and was going to be the reason that he moved down to Florida.
Let's calm down, all right?
I'll shoot the messenger.
So that was my Thursday leading up to why I couldn't even comprehend thoughts at the rehearsal on Friday. Yeah, well, we also had an interesting...
entire weekend?
Well, I was going to say that night at the bar, at the Monkey Bar, I'm like 99% sure this girl was slut for money.
Okay. Seems like that kind of place. Or I've never been. Sounds like that kind of place. Monkey Bar?
It was 3 of us playing shuffleboard. Big old game. You got sand on the table and you slide it 1, 2, 3 points. No one who's never played shuffleboard before.
For those in Belgium listening to us, maybe. I don't know what y'all do down there.
And just did one of those, like, I'm going to include myself in your doings and your fun. And like kind of no introductions, like, hey, I'm playing. I'm on your team. Hey, let's do this.
You don't really have a choice.
I'm doing this.
Yeah. Was it... did you guys mind, I guess?
Dude, we've been drinking since 9 a.m. and a fairly attractive girl was like, hey, I'm playing. We were like, you're on his team. Let's go. You're playing.
You're on his... So who caught the short end of the stick with the you're on his team?
She was on my team. Well, no, she wasn't on my team. She was on my side.
Okay. So one or the other. Gotcha.
And was very, I'm flirting, but I'm not. But then would go over and talk to this guy who was sitting at a table, like arms crossed with his
with that don't bother me face.
Yeah, and he had like his chain on and like designer clothes, and I was just like, oh, okay. okay.
Was that like you guys weren't showing enough interest, so let me see if I can throw bait back in the water? And
no, that was let me go check in with my pimp and let him know how this is going. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And she wasn't like pushy or unfriendly in any way, but
just inviting.
Started to become very obvious that there was a
that she had one goal.
second motive.
Yeah.
Right. To which the other buddy we were with, like you said, was like kind of falling into that, like, I'm taking this person home tonight. And me and the other buddy had to be like, hey, listen, do it.
We have to be talking about the one whose hair resembles this.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So we even told him, we're like, we'll go to the ATM right now and pay for it for you. Like, we'll do this. Like, we were in that mindset of like, you're into it. We're into it. Let's make it happen for you. Because she started showing interest with him first. And then she was like, oh, that's not working. So
he just looked like an easy target.
Was dancing on the other guys. And once I figured it out in my drunk mind, I was just like, I just played it like this. She'd say something, I'd be like,
yeah.
Yep. But he wasn't having it. We tried our best to be like, dude, we'll make this happen. Like, we'll go sleep in a freaking ditch somewhere so you can have the room. We'll pay for it. This, that, and the other. We tried. Tried. Nothing.
No bites.
We tried. So
wrong
that
bait
was
for the wrong fish.
The first night of our weekend.
Right.
First night was a 9 to 3. First night.
Yeah. Yet somehow they got up and attended festivities without any issue.
Well, they did the smart thing and got up, had breakfast, and had like a Bloody Mary or whatever just to kind of keep the hair of the dog going.
Okay, so that's not bad, all in all.
Well, that's not. I looked at my bank statement yesterday. Finally, I got the courage to do it.
Yeah. Just bar after bar after bar. I'll trade you that bank
$70,
statement for
$80, $70, $80. I will stick with my bank statement. Thank you, sir.
You sure?
So, to be fair, and it's actually something I wanted to ask you, is to me, it felt like
expensive.
The perfect wedding.
Oh, yeah, it was. It could not have gone better in any single aspect.
Well, my question for you then was, if you could change anything or do anything over from wedding day, you have to find something. No, you have to find something. I don't care how small it is, and don't make it stupid small, but what is one thing that you would alter and or change from that day, from that perfect day? It was a perfect day.
The first thing that comes to mind is my only
bus not being late.
No, that, because even that was like,
it worked.
I don't know. It added to the, the whatever. The first thing that comes to mind as like the only oh man moment was that I wish we would have gotten on the bus going back to the hotel that had 50 people on it and not like 8 people on it.
The bus was full that we got on.
Right. But I wasn't on it.
You weren't on that bus?
No, I was on the second bus that had like 8 people.
Really?
Yeah, true story.
So did you see the video I sent you of like my selfie on the bus that night?
Yeah.
So you weren't on that.
It didn't seem very lively, but no, I was not on that bus.
It was
I felt like if we were on it would have been lively. We could have made it. I would have,
without a doubt,
made it lively.
If it was like a guest go back and then it was a bridesmaids and groomsmen bus go back, like together, all of us went together, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, that would have been fun.
Yeah, well, so the whole bus fucking debacle from the start was wrong. So even before the bus didn't come back for the groomsmen, that bus was supposed to be a small bus. We got one large. Yeah.
Huge.
We got
bus.
one large, like 55, 56 passenger bus. And then we got one, like 24, 25 passenger bus, which I think, if you remember the one that was sitting outside the hotel when we thought that was ours.
Oh,
like
that little white one?
Little shuttle looking thing. Yeah. So that's
what I was
supposed
expecting,
to be
honest.
That's what was supposed to be there. Maybe not that, maybe something a little nicer, but that's what was supposed to be there to pick up the girls, take them, come back for us, take us, and then go dig off wherever. And then at the end of the wedding, there was supposed to be that plus one big one. So when it was the big one that initially showed up, I was concerned that there wouldn't even be another bus to take all of the guests there and all of the guests back. Because I was like, well, if they mess this up. So that's when my sister called, and I was like, well, you call this dude to make sure that there's going to be another bus. And she was like, I called him and he said if you had 2 buses scheduled, there's going to be 2 buses. And I was like, well, we also had 1 bus scheduled to pick the guys back up afterwards, and that didn't happen. So like, how can I be confident in 2 buses being there? So after the wedding, when we walked out and there was two huge buses, I was like, this is fucking sweet. But then we couldn't even get on the first bus that had everybody on it. And we get on the second bus and there was like 8 people on it. I was like, oh, okay.
You didn't miss much. You didn't.
Nah, I feel like we could have made it more than it was.
But that initial, when we walked out of the hotel for them to shuttle us over to the venue that morning, and we saw the bus we were getting on,
I was like, this ain't it. And then I walked up and I saw the BTM coach on the side. I was like, this is it.
Like, it looked like it was a bus that like the All-Star team showed up for at the big game. Like, it was balling.
I was like, okay. So in that aspect, I felt like we got more than we paid for. Not that evens anything out. But yeah, that was my like only like, oh man moment was not being on the.
Did you answer my question of what would you change?
Yeah, I would have.
Or do over.
Us getting on the first bus.
Got it.
Or us having room to get on the first bus.
Going back from the wedding. Yeah. Got it.
No, because even the bus going down there, like, it sucked. But like you said, we still got there like 3 hours early. So
I was going to say to unlock the bedroom up where we were pre-gaming so we had a bathroom to use.
Yeah. I don't know if that's anything we could have changed, though. And that was more like a inconvenience. I mean, it saved us, 15 steps downstairs of the fucking bathroom?
But there were also 10, 15-minute intervals where, like, no one can leave up here because they're doing pictures. You can't see the
well,
ride.
I think that was... I feel like they misspoke that. I feel like that was just me that wasn't allowed to go downstairs. Because I remember at one point
nobody was going to make that mistake, though.
I was like, Eric, I got to fucking pee, dude. Like, go figure something out for me. And he went down there, and I remember I walked down, and he's like holding the fucking curtain shut. And I was like walking down like this, cover my eyes. He was like, you don't got to do that, dude. I'm holding the blinds. Or the curtains. I was like, whatever.
So the bathroom, I also would have loved to spend more time with the babies, with the puppies.
In the bathroom?
Not necessarily.
you just said in the bathroom thing.
Oh, in addition to the bathroom thing,
okay.
I would also have liked to spend... So we were leaving the ceremony.
Right.
And I saw...
Your baby.
I saw Jolene and Zelda up here.
Where's up here?
I went right by the reception hall. The guy was there holding them.
Okay. Like to the... off to the side
to the
of
left.
The deck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I went... And I did my typical, is that Jolene? And he went, yeah, that's Jolene. I was like, dude,
I know, goddammit.
And then they freaked out for a second. I was like, hi, so good to see you. And then the other guy was walking Belle out in the field. And I just like walked out to her. And she saw a person approaching and was like, yeah, person, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I said, is that Belle? And she fucking flipped.
Started breaking her spine. Yeah.
She flipped her shit
doing the
freaking
Belle.
out and jumping and doing this and this and this. And that was really the only interaction I had with them. So I really would have liked to just had a little bit more of like puppy time. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it was great. I love them being there, but I know it had to be so stressful. All the people, and just from going like locked up for 2 days in crates to like...
Oh, they were in major, like those dudes were like...
Yeah. From being locked up in crates to these, 2 random people they met one of them before, coming to take them out and then take them to this place they've never been, just to see 100 people sitting there and be,
and squirrels running around.
And squirrels running around and be walked right through all these people just to be there for like 20 minutes.
Except for Weeble.
Yeah,
Weeble just kind of...
He don't give a shit about nothing. Yeah.
I'm just coming down the aisle, dude.
He don't have the limbs to be aggressive about anything.
He was chilling, man. He was like, yeah, I'm just walking down this aisle. When are you going to feed me? Like, whatever.
Yeah. Fucking girls are psycho.
They were, what do you smell like? What do you smell like? What do you smell like? I'm going to pull in this guy's leash. What do you smell like? What do you smell like? Yeah. Okay. There's all this stuff going on.
Yeah. I remember one of Kayla's cousins was like, that I had walked out. I think it was before the ceremony, like before I walked out to stand up there. And I was like, how's she doing? And he was like, oh, she's doing great. She's a great dog. And she's like, fucking choking herself. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I appreciate it.
You must have dealt with some shit dogs.
Or just being nice. Like, yeah, she's doing great. I'm like, well, she might kill herself.
They also looked like James Bond. They dressed really well. They were in like full tuxes.
I think they coordinated that. And I want to say, I think Kayla said that they spent more on those than we did on our suits. I was like,
I believe it.
And I don't know that they got to keep theirs either. So also shout out to Grooms Club for making us all look a lot better than we look. And
purchasing over renting was the way to go. 1,000%. 1,000%. Although I ended up with 2 jackets at the end of the night.
Yeah, I don't know how you fucked that one up because you went home.
So
it's not like you went back to a hotel room or someone was in your hotel room.
No, I did because I changed.
But you ended up at home with 2 jackets.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's...
So talk me through after the reception, we're back at the hotel, and I'll talk you through my reception after we got back to the hotel. What transpired? We get back to the hotel. Bam. What happened?
It was pretty...
We all went to the bar.
Yeah, pretty
Had the after
Well,
party.
you guys went to the bar first.
Yeah.
I went upstairs. It was me, Kayla, Antonio, Monica, someone else went upstairs because he had to sign the marriage certificate. So we were actually married.
Right.
Apparently so I guess in Florida it doesn't matter, but standard practice is that you don't file for a license where you live. You file it in the county that you're getting married.
Oh, so you filed it for the county over there.
I filed it for Hillsborough, and we got married in Brevard. So Antonio read it and was like, this ain't right. And I was like, what ain't right? And he was like, you're supposed to file it where you get married. And I was like...
So after the night we had, he actually read the details on that? I'd have been like, sign here,
yeah,
have a good day.
It might... No. You know what? It was before, because I remember...
Okay, that makes more sense.
It was when we were sitting in the lobby waiting for the bus. That's what
that
it was.
That makes more sense. Okay.
Because I remember when we got to the venue, he had asked the staff at the venue, because he was like, they probably know this is their job.
All right.
So they were like, yeah, it's okay. And I was like, I'm still kind of worried about it. So we just went ahead and did it. And then when we got home, I looked it up, and it was like in Florida, it has to be filed in Florida. It could be any county. But apparently in Maryland, you have to file in the county you get married in, or else it's not valid.
So you were good regardless.
Right. But I was like nervous the whole fucking time. So yeah, so we went up to the room, we signed that, hung out for a little bit, bullshitted, and then we went down. Someone had introduced us into the bar, hung out for a little bit, had some drinks, was getting ready to leave at one point.
Right.
And then I think while we were standing outside the bar in that hallway, it was one of the bridesmaids come out and was like, this fucking weirdo's hitting on me in there.
Okay.
So I was like,
this will transpire into my story. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that you know all of my story, so it'll be good.
Okay.
So when she came out, she seemed upset. So it was upset to the point that I had thought other people in the bar knew she was upset. So I went in, not like storming in, but like,
what's going on
with authority. Yeah. And I was like,
this is my fucking wedding.
Is she upset? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so James, not Groomsmen James, the other one, he said him and I guess some other people that he was sitting with saw me come in, like lit up. So they got lit up. And I was like,
as you do.
I came in lit up because I thought you guys were
not
already
as you do, but as you do when you see your boy lit up.
Right. So he said that, and I was like, well, I came in lit up because I thought you guys were already lit up. Like, I wanted to, as I do. So he said I came in with a purpose. They all got up to, like, confront this guy, I guess, because I guess nobody knew that was happening, but the way she had, like, came out and was, like, upset, I thought everybody in there knew what happened. Yeah. So when I had walked in, they got up. I guess they somehow figured out what was going on, and they confronted the dude, and Eric's telling me to leave. My dad's telling me to leave. So I end up like, okay, you're right. It's my wedding night. Like, I'm not about to fight this dude. And I like went and stood back out in the hallway, and they were like, no, go. I'm like, I don't want to go. I want to watch. Like, if this dude's about to get his ass kicked, like, I want to see that. And I think they both know me well enough. Like, yeah, like not that I would have done it that night, but they know that in the past I would have done it. So they were like, no, we don't even, like, get out of here kind of thing. So I did that.
If I was there, same thing. Like, you don't be here. Yeah.
So I did that typical, like, turn around, David, pretend you're leaving kind of thing. And then, like,
hey, but what's really going on?
I'm like, but like, fuck that. I'm trying to see this dude. Like, put my hands behind my back. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I want to, like, if I miss this shit on my wedding night, like, fuck that.
What's the point?
And Kayla's standing right there. And Kayla's standing right there with me. And then I think I took Kayla to the bathroom. We came out, and when we came out, James and Kayla's cousin were like basically escorting the dude outside.
Yep.
And I was like, y'all good? And James was like, yeah, we're good, man. We got it. So they took him out, and then we ended up going back up to the room. But so then I get up the next morning, we go to breakfast, hang out with whoever, saying our goodbyes to all the people trickling out. And I saw James downstairs. He's like, giving me the gist, basically, like, we got him outside. He tried turning around, and, we had to grab him and, continue his path outside. And I guess they got him outside. And you know which cousin I'm talking about, right?
I do. He kind of looks like Goldberg, like the bald head.
Yeah. Like 4 people said that he was my twin, and I'm like, I don't
he had
think
too many
so.
tattoos to be your twin. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just the lack of hair. But James was like, yeah, so we got him outside, and he was like, and he still kept running his mouth to Steven. He was like, he said Steven went full Detroit and fucking took his shirt off and was about ready to drop the dude. And I was like,
so that's where my story comes in.
You could have flicked that dude and he would have fell over. And then I guess apparently the cops came and took the guy. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't know if you were there for all that.
I had been going hard all day. Again. And was like, I can't do this. The day after I did it for 15, 16 hours.
Well, it was 2 days after.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, no, I got you. I've been there.
It was probably 12:30ish in the morning, give or take, maybe 1 o'clock, something like that. And our good friend Andy, who's sober, said, "Well, I'll take you home, so you don't have to drive or sleep in someone's bed or on a floor." And I was like, "Awesome, man, that's great."
So you didn't end up back at Monkey Bar with everyone?
I did not. So
that was an experience.
Like, go get your stuff. I'll take you home. I was like, cool, great. So I went upstairs. Had already changed when we got back, so I went upstairs to get my suit and everything from the wedding.
Which was where? In Rhodes' room?
No, that was in Josh and Eric's room. So I went up to their room, saw my ball of clothes basically because I had just like stripped, and I did one of those, and I went, "That's my stuff." Grabbed that big old pile of clothes and my shoebox, like I had all my stuff, and I was just like holding it. And I go back downstairs, and the hotel we're at had a valet, so they had to wait for their valet to come bring their car around and do all this. And I'm sitting there waiting. And I was like, "Oh, Andy, I don't have my keys on me. They're in Chris Rhodes' room from this morning. I can't even get into my house." And he's like, "Well, can you get into this room?" I was like, "No, they all went to the Monkey Bar." And he's like, "Well, how can you get them?" And I was like, "Let me go talk to the guy at the front desk." So I went to the guy at the front desk, and I was like, "Hey, here's the situation, yada, yada." He's like, "That's fine. Let me just call the gentleman whose name was on the room." Talk about trying to explain frickin' technology to a caveman.
You should have been like, "I can speak this fucking dude's language."
So no joke, I still remember it. This guy was saying, "This is Greg at the blank plaza, whatever. Is this Chris blank?" He probably said that 6 times.
And I'm sure the response he got was, "Who the fuck is this?"
Exactly. Eventually, and then he was saying, "I have Chris blank here at the front desk. He needs to get into your room, yada, yada." Eventually it worked, and he said, "Here's the key." I was like, "Thank you so much. Awesome." Went upstairs, got my car keys and my house key, and was good to go.
Fuck, dude.
In between all that and getting back downstairs, he was still waiting on his valet. They hadn't even showed up yet. So I'm just stood in the outside lobby like
fucking ball of
fucking lost puppy, just like, "I'm drunk and I have my clothes. Can I just go home?"
Shit.
And as soon as I'd come down with my keys and clothes, I had seen James was outside putting his shirt back on.
Steven was putting his shirt back on.
Putting his shirt back on. Also, he's like full chest tatted. Like,
neck tatted.
I would not fuck with this guy.
That's what I was like, did you really think it was necessary to take your shirt off? You could have just blew on this guy.
And I'm just standing there taking it in like, yeah, I missed some shit. Somebody tried to fight somebody in the party and yada, yada, yada. And then I learned it was some drunk asshole doing whatever he was doing. The guy showed back up at the front where both of the managers who had already called the police were like, "You're not coming back in here.
That's probably
cops are on their way." This guy could barely talk. I mean, he was.
He could walk. He couldn't.
Gone.
That's why I was like,
gone.
I don't know if that warrants having to take your shirt off to tell this dude you're going to kill him.
You could have, like you said, like pushed on his forehead. Yeah.
He'd have been out like a light.
And he's trying to spit out the words of like, "I pay to be here," and all. He was gone. And I see, as soon as I see the first cop car pull in, that's when my ride pulled in to take me home. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm out of here. I ain't dealing with this." Gotten that car. They brought me home. Sprawl your stuff on the ground as soon as you get home. You go to DoorDash at 2:30 in the morning. You go, "Who's open?" Denny's or Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I'm going Denny's Burger. Got a Denny's Burger at 2 a.m.
You go to
Had a great night.
So there's 2 things wrong with that. The fact that you went Denny's
It was amazing.
or Taco Bell. And
was
then the
amazing.
fact that you got a burger from Denny's?
Well, here's the thing: is this wedding was like my break of like, I've been dieting since September for this and doing this, and it was
what better way to break that diet than Taco Bell?
No, because there's no bread. I mean, there's like tortillas and stuff, but I haven't had any bread.
And Cinnamon Johns are nothing but carbs?
So I got a big old fucking burger and French fries.
You should have double
And I
dashed a
loved
loaf
it.
of bread.
Yeah, I should have. And just a tub of butter.
Yeah. And then just got some fucking cheesy gordita crunch.
Well, I'll tell you, I woke up that next morning. I was like, let's catch up and some let me get this off of here. So my car was still at the hotel, like you said. So I get the text the next morning, which you saw in our Groomsmen group chat. Hey, does anyone have an extra, or has anyone seen
Missing a jacket?
Missing a suit jacket?
Yeah.
And like I was still in bed, like I don't know. Let me go look at. And I went, oh, I have 2 suit jackets.
That's just fucking blows.
Because when
my
I went up to
mind.
the room, I just
You're
went
just
like,
like,
that's my pile. Scoop.
So I still have. Do you have your shoes?
Yeah.
Okay. You
Did
know
somebody
what brand?
lose their shoes?
You know what brand they are?
I'd have to go look.
Okay. I have a. We got back to
one
our
shoe?
room. No, it's a pair of like brand new dress shoes that were sitting on the counter.
At whose room?
Mine. Like the
You didn't have
following
a room?
morning. I had a room.
Chris's room?
No, my room.
I thought you
I
didn't
had
have
a room.
so
I
you had
just
to...
wasn't allowed to stay in it the night before the wedding.
Oh.
Because I couldn't see her.
I'd never been in that room then, no. No, I have mine.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that anybody, unless they're Antonio's. And Sam was up there, but Sam has his shoes. But yeah, I have like a brand new pair of like size 10 or 11 dress shoes that were just sitting on the counter. And I was like,
that'd be something to send into the Groomsmen chat.
it was. You were probably not alive yet, but it was sent.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. Because that next morning when hey, does somebody have a jacket? I was like, yeah, this guy has. I have 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't have a jacket, but I got a pair of shoes that look brand new. And
Also,
I sent a picture of them.
I'm on my deathbed at this point. Like, yeah, I got it. Dying in bed from a whole day after the day before being a whole day. And, hey, can I get that? I'm like, yeah, let me Uber over to the hotel. He's like, well, we're going to go to this restaurant to go get breakfast. And I was like, okay.
So they came and got you?
That was the only Uber
that was your Uber?
I took.
Okay.
So I Ubered from my place to the restaurant.
So how did you get home Friday morning?
Friday morning, Josh took me to my car. Because I slept with him.
At Squid Lips.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met them at the restaurant. We had Bloody Marys, had brunch, and then he brought me back to get my car at the hotel as well. And then they drove their 15 hours home to Maryland, which, hey, boys, if you're listening, holy crap, how the hell did you do it? Because, no.
Yeah, fuck all that.
I would have called out of work. I would have lost money. I would have done whatever it is. No.
Yeah, it was a rough enough 2.5, 3 hour drive back here, like 6 hours after they had started their journey. So I can't imagine how. And I didn't even go to Monkey Bar, and they went to Monkey Bar after. And did you hear that story?
I did, yeah. Your open bar was very open.
Yeah, so you're welcome for that last minute addition.
So I went up to her. Her name was Candace. I still remember. Thank you, Candace.
The bartender? Okay.
And I went up and I was like, because I went to see our DJ. He was like, hey, give me a shot or whatever. I was like, cool, gotcha, man. I was like, can I get 2 shots of Bam? And she goes like, we don't do shots. And I was like,
okay, well, can I have a Captain and Coke with a Coke on the side?
Yeah, but if you were to make a lemon drop, how would you do it? She was like, I got you. And I was like, thank you. Can I get 2?
Oh, that's great.
I also left her $30 in tips that night.
Yeah, we were wondering because we had obviously had to leave tips for everybody, the entire staff and everything. And
yeah,
they had sent us like a tip guide suggestion kind of thing, and we were like, I don't know if we're supposed to. So basically, I guess the way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to like put money in envelopes and be like, okay, this is for this person, this is for this person. But it was like the end of the night, and it came way sooner than expected. So I was like, I'm going to put a whole bunch of cash in a Ziploc, and y'all can figure it out. And we were thinking like, I don't know if they divvy that to the bartenders too, because if the patrons tip them, like, are they getting double tipped?
So she had a tip jar. And I remember fairly early on, the sun was still up.
Right.
I grabbed my 20 and was like, this girl's fucking going hard. People nonstop at her bar, bam, a 20. And then at some point, I just grabbed whatever cash I had left. I think it was like $10. Like, I was just like,
fuck it, you're
Yeah,
earning
bam.
money. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of interaction at the bar because every
She
time
was great.
every time I would turn around, the staff had a brand new margarita on our table.
Well, I was at the point where I was contemplating like asking her out. She's an attractive young lady,
I don't remember what she looked like. I was up there
but
once.
at the same time, I was like, no, she's gonna look at this dude and be like, he's just like a drunk groomsman at a wedding. And I was like, so I was just like fist bumping, like, Candace, you're the best. Like, good job, keep it going, don't work too hard, yada yada. Candace,
Hey.
if you're listening, you probably don't. Remember me.
We'll put this in our up the
Probably
creek
don't remember me.
testimonial and
See, now you're talking.
tag whatever company they use for tending
So
bar.
let me ask you this: were your legs sore the day after from dancing?
My legs weren't as much as my feet were, like the bottom. Not because you know how I was
Really?
harping on the earlier that day or the day before about you wearing new shoes and like tearing up your ankles. So that was fine. It was the bottom of my feet that were just, and they weren't like tore up. It was just that was all that was sore. Not really my leg, my thighs a little bit, but
Yeah.
not like to the point where I couldn't walk. My lower back hurt more than my legs did, but it was my feet more than anything else.
Huh. So
and
my
like, 'cause
feet.
I think I told you I didn't lose my voice as much as I expected
Ooh,
to.
mine was gone, dude.
Yeah.
Gone.
So
When my
I
Uber
told
picked me
Josh
up,
that.
He was like, "Hey, are you Chris?" I'm like,
Hey, it was gone that quick.
oh, it was bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I told Josh, he was like, yeah, I don't think I went hard enough, and I was like, I think we just needed another song because
Bullshit.
I couldn't have gone any harder than I did.
So the third thing I'll change is it could have gone to like midnight.
It couldn't have though because of the venue. But if it were possible to,
You
have
know what I
changed
mean,
it,
though.
yeah, I mean, we would have paid
Right.
extra to go till fucking 4 a.m.
That's true too.
I mean, it came so early. I remember
So
at one
I-
point when Journey came on, I was like, why the fuck is Journey playing already? And I looked and I'm like, oh shit, it's like
It's fucking 10
it's
o'clock.
time to go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I did a real good because I ordered those dress shoes a half size bigger than I
Okay.
normally wear. I normally wear 9.5, and I ordered those in a 10.
Okay.
And my feet were fine. My toes weren't squished. I didn't have any sore. I didn't have any
Yeah.
sores. Nothing. They're great. Both of my calves. It took 2 days, so it took until about yesterday, Tuesday, for my calves to like not
Really?
just be sore. Just literally getting up from my bed and going to my kitchen, kind of thing. Like I would.
That bad.
Monday when I woke up, man, I was like needed like a walker. I was like,
See, and it's rarely my calves really only ever get sore because of like dehydration. Usually when it's like the dancing, that's like my thighs
those two. I was hurting,
Yeah.
man. But to be fair, we did a lot of
bouncing up and down. Yeah.
for like minutes straight,
Yeah,
where
there's a-
I'm not used to doing that kind of strenuous
A lot of everything.
tasks. Yeah, but man, what a great time. So I know we had an awesome time singing Hello by Adele, just the groomsmen, and the whole party, the whole wedding reception was just like loving it. They were
To that though, I was talking
Yeah.
to Kayla and so I had that on the list. I didn't know when it was coming, but I think someone had mentioned it, or maybe I was just like in that zone. I was like, all right, it's fucking time. So I'd gone up to Donnie and I was like, hey,
give me a mic.
Hello by Adele. Yeah. So Kayla was telling me when it came on, like initially, everybody that was there was like, what is
Why
this?
is this song
like
playing?
it's such like a slow intro and not very
The
like
first
get the
minute
party
and a
going.
half
Yeah.
is like, why is this at a wedding reception?
Yeah, and then I
Right.
think people started to see like all of us kind of congregate up front, and that's when they were like, "What the hell's about to happen here?" But yeah, I was like, I wish I could have been standing next to her just to see everybody like go from like, "What the hell is this?" to just like us fucking
to
belting
yelling
our
out
lungs
the-
out.
Woos in the
Yeah.
because after the first chorus and they realized that we all knew the lyrics and we were all singing it, not singing it, we were just basically screaming it.
Yeah, just belting the shit out of it.
Hello from
still remember just like hearing the crowd like, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
It was tough to hear him over us, but yeah, same.
Man,
It was great.
it was a great time. So my only other like thought to that was like, I wish that the Bridesmaid had a song, and it came on my Pandora today, and I was like, that would have been a pretty funny song to listen to.
What's that?
The Bridesmaids just like fucking jamming out to, which is Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Just,
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something similar, and that song came on today, and I was like, that would have been something that I would have enjoyed listening to, and or just enjoyed seeing them just fucking going ham at it. You know,
I think that's a bit of wishful thinking, because I don't know if it's guys in general or if it's just our guys. Like, so like all of the Bridesmaids are from like, so we'll backtrack. Let me preface this with one of my favorite parts about the wedding, which I think I even said at one point on one of our first episodes when you were asking like, what are you looking forward to the most, is just like all the people that I've been so close with over all these different stages of my life. So, and it was the same for her. So all the Bridesmaids, it's like one she might have been close with 25 years ago, and one might have been like a year ago.
Of your life's book came to an end.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's
or a new beginning.
Or a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's just guys or if it's just our guys, but like it's so easy for us and our guys to like come together and just like build that chemistry where like, we'll take Sam and Andy and you and like Thomas, who's, been in the fold for a bit, but not as much as, the guys that like went to school together.
It's like we never missed a beat.
It took absolutely nothing for everyone to come together and just belt the shit out of Adele. Whereas I feel like with the girls, it's like,
hey, we're going to do this.
I've only known
happening
you for an hour. I've only known you for 20 minutes, or like I've known you for a while, but we were never really that close. Where with our group, it's like, oh, y'all are doing this? I'm in.
It's unspoken words.
It is.
Well,
it is.
And my mom sent me a really touching message the next day. She was like, one, hope you're not feeling horrible. And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling horrible.
I am.
And she was like, two, it was so good to see a group of guys with such a long friendship.
And even those that weren't a part of it throughout the entire thing fit in as if they were.
Well, and those were her words, were like, just to see you guys after 20 plus years still be able to be yourselves around each other. And I was like, you know what? That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
And just like the fact that like I've talked to him, but like I haven't seen Eric in
same
5-6 years. And it's just like you see each other and it's like,
so
didn't skip a beat.
Thomas, like I was saying at Intracoastal, I haven't seen since high school, right? So it's been 20 years. Chris, probably 10 to 15 years since I've seen Chris, like seen him in person.
Oof, okay.
Eric, because we didn't see him when we went for the Super Bowl at Josh's, right? He wasn't there. Oh, when he came down to Florida with Antonio.
Yeah. So
that was the last time I saw him.
6
years ago. And that's the last time I saw Antonio. James, probably the same as Chris.
That's wild,
isn't it? But like you said, we didn't miss a beat.
Yeah,
it was like
it's like you just saw him a week ago. Like, hey man, how was your week? It was great.
We're
Work
all
sucked, but
married and have kids, or adult, and we're doing whatever it is. But at the same time, we got together, and that's
what I'm saying. Like, even so, not just that, because
it didn't matter.
It's easier to pick up chemistry when chemistry's been established. But even like with Sam and Andy, like they just fit right in. Like it was like it's like they were there when we used to party at Rhodes' house back in the day. Yeah,
and I mean, we're friends with people for a reason, because we same interests and we have the same, we get along for the same reasons. And when we bring in guys down here that we got along for those same reasons with, that the guys we did in Maryland too, and then we brought them together, it didn't matter that they didn't know each other. It's just like, hey man, it's been 20 years since I seen you, not 15 years. Yeah. Cool. I will let you know, I keep reaching down because my legs are freaking itching like fucking fiend from this sunburn, dude. Oh, it's so bad.
Well, while you're itching, that's a great segue into the next thing that I had to talk about. Speaking of, I want to know what your favorite part of the wedding was. Not necessarily the entire weekend, but like morning up. So from bus trip to you leaving the hotel at the end of the night. Because, before you answer, let me preface
No, I have an answer. I have an answer.
But I want to preface it with, I have answers from every groomsman.
Oh, fuck.
Along with the DJ and
I don't.
not groomsman James.
It doesn't.
It shouldn't.
Doesn't
but
dissuade my
there's-
answer.
They're very varying answers. Like some are
Okay. So-
very sweet, thoughtful, like laying in bed last night reading the responses and like tears coming
So
to my
that's-
eyes, and other ones were like very like
So
it was
as-
this, bro.
As soon as you asked that question, I
Okay.
got an immediate lump because mine is you guys at your
Altar-ish kind of thing.
saying your vows to each other was the best thing I've ever heard or seen. 1,000%.
Did you get to? Were you one of the ones that read the vows before I read them?
No. So
Okay.
I was behind Thomas, and you guys were saying vows, and I was a mess for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Oh yeah. I was definitely, and I had to like time my sniffles.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to I didn't want it to be like
Like you were very
pause,
attentive to
and-
like
and
my
everyone
pauses.
yeah. So someone talk and I go, someone's talking, it's like, and then as soon as
That's
I did
awesome.
that,
I love that.
it kind of started a domino effect because then in front
Like
of me,
everybody behind you,
I
or-
heard Thomas. No, I heard Thomas sniffle, and then I heard Josh sniffle, and I was like, "Fuck, we're all fucked." And I'd preempted it because I was like, I grabbed a freaking handful of tissues
Yeah.
beforehand, and I shoved them in my jacket pocket, and I was
Like,
like,
I'm
I
gonna
know
need
it's
these.
coming.
Yeah.
And it started when I saw Kayla walking down the aisle, and I was like, "Fuck this."
Same. Because and that's what I was telling everyone. So I don't know if you were there when I was like going around telling everyone. I was like, I'm fucked reading these because like
You did great.
I'm like one of those I can't talk when I cry.
Your first 15 seconds, I was like, "Oh, he's it's already hitting him, and is he
Yeah.
going to get through it?"
Well, so
and
this
then
is
and then
what I
you
was
hit
gonna
it, and you were
say
good.
is, you know how like when you cry, it comes in waves. Like it's like, you know, a minute you're like so choked up that you can't fucking do anything, but then
Well,
it like
the waves-
subsides for a minute.
Right, the waves are your mind really thinking about it,
Right, but then
and that's what
they
would
like
get me. Is
reflect
like,
into your throat.
Yeah.
So I lucked
Yeah.
because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to fucking read this. But I was so choked up with her walking out that by the time she got up there and Antonio started talking, it was like that subsiding, and it got to the vows quick enough that I was like, okay, I
That's
need to
good.
get through this shit like
You
ASAP,
did-
or else I'm not gonna be able to fucking talk.
you both did great. And then the only other time that really got to me is when I came and said hi to you guys, and
At the table,
at the table,
Yeah.
and got to hug you both and say congratulations. and
yeah,
I
I
just
could
lost it.
tell that one guy, yeah.
I lost it, and then really got me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was between her walking out and it was like, I guess I fucked myself having so many groomsmen because it was like every time someone walked out and it was like, you know, give me a hug kind of thing, it was like more choked up each and every time. That's why I don't think it was by the time you made it out. I think it was after you because you were the third one out. But people started walking up and I was like, don't fucking say anything. Don't fucking say anything. I'm like, I'm going to fucking lose regardless of what you say.
Did anybody
I'm
like
gonna
give you
lose
like a nut tap or like a nipple pinch or like, or was it just like
Nah,
hugs and like,
I think
yeah.
we're just above that threshold of maturity.
Well,
that
I
didn't
said
have to worry
anybody,
about
but
that.
I was just thinking of one person.
yeah,
basically
his name's Rhodes. Yeah, didn't get it.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, so that was
Yeah, your vows they were just so true. Like, you know, some people might get married and they're just like, oh, I love you so much and you're my best
Yeah.
friend forever and this, but like you both did such a detailed
like personal
process.
Yeah,
of just exactly how you feel.
Right.
And I'll be honest, the other person who killed it, not to take away from anyone else who spoke,
no, you're 100% right.
but your sisters.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Antonio. His officiating
Oh,
was
he was awesome.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He did a great job. Your sister's speech at the reception was not only funny, but it was like,
heartfelt.
it was another one of those that you had to go like,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah,
Really good.
Joe's was getting me too. Everything was like, it was like everyone was out to get me. Just like, I'm going to make
In a
this
good way.
motherfucker cry.
In a
Yeah,
good way.
I'm going to make this
Yeah,
motherfucker
yeah.
cry.
That's
And
right.
then,
That's
so
right.
Before I get to everyone else's favorite part,
Yeah.
Megan had texted me, or no,
Yeah.
Kayla was telling me, and I had texted Megan to confirm, is that we even made Robert cry. I guess she had told Kayla, like, I've only ever seen my dad cry like 3 times in his life, and it
Hell
was
yeah.
like, I don't remember. Like one of them was this, one of them was this, one of them was Thomas's wedding, and then
And to preface,
and I was like,
the people who don't know this man, he's a man's man.
he's a man's
like
man,
very
goddamn grizzly bear. Yeah. So that was like, I was proud of that in a way.
Right.
I was like,
in a way, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like I did that.
Yeah. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
Like speaking from I know I can be a wordsmith, but it was more or less speaking from the heart kind of thing.
I have a question. Did you after the people that were playing to spoke, did you
that
from
was
what Josh
spur of the moment? Wait, what are you going to say?
Did Thomas stand up on his own accord, or did you point at the groomsmen like who else is speaking?
Do you not remember that?
I don't.
Okay. So Joe went, and then
Your dad went first.
he went first, and then I think Joe went, or no, I think
And then
Amanda and Jenna went, and then Joe went, and I had after they had taken the mic from Joe, I stood up and pointed at Thomas, and I was like, "Do you have anything to say?"
Okay.
And then I think a couple of people were like, "Yeah, get up there." And I told him the reason I did that is because he was supposed to have like more of a traditional wedding, and then COVID hit, so they ended up doing it at the beach in Selby. So he didn't really have like a wedding party or a best man or anything like that. But so his parents spoke, and then I was sitting at the table off to the side, and Megan and Jenna kept pushing. They were like, "Go up and speak, go up and say something, say something." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, I regretted ever since the day of your wedding not saying anything. So get up here and say something.
Well, he
So
did
that
a good
was
job,
that was literally like spur of the moment. There was no like
his first words were, "I didn't prepare anything."
Yeah,
So,
and he didn't, and I didn't either. So that was very genuine and spur of the moment.
Because when I think it was Josh who told me, he's like he like pointed like he wanted a groomsman, but I was like, did he though?
No, just Thomas.
It was Thomas, and I was like, because if you looked at me, I would have given the old
hard
drinking,
no,
dude.
Yeah,
like,
no, I pointed.
You don't
at
want me to
Thomas,
talk about the red rose and like, no.
I pointed and I was like, "Thomas, you got anything to say?" And he was like, "No, I'm good." I was like, "Nah, get up here and say something." So
yeah, it would have been just like my dance. I would have just sprinklered and lawnmowered my way up there, and
enjoy your dinner. Yeah,
right. Thanks for the free booze.
Yeah. So no, that was not. Yeah,
Lordy.
All right, so I guess we'll go. I want to go through at least these. I know we're pushing time here, but I was laying in bed last night prepping. I was like, you know what I want to bring into this is I want everybody's some of the favorite boys, moment.
Yeah, and to at least talk about it is. So it was one of those feelings of like, when you take like those like vacations where you're like, damn, I don't ever want to go back to real world or whatever I was doing. So when I had to go back to work Tuesday, it was that same feeling. It wasn't even a vacation. It was your wedding.
You stayed in town. Yeah.
But it was that feeling of like, just like
everything was great.
Great. No worries.
Right.
Everyone you love is around you. It was just that feeling of like, I just want to do that forever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was the one that got married, so it's probably a little more impactful emotionally, but no, I was talking to Joe and he said the same thing. It was
I wasn't saying it's not.
No, I know. I'm just, but like you're asking me if I know what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, I know because I got married.
But right, I fucking did it, dude.
Yeah.
So here's how one, I'm sad I didn't have any of the cake.
Yeah, we had like 3 bites, and I was so excited to eat like 10 pieces because each tier was a different flavor.
Oh, so did you at least get like a big old fucking thing to put in your freezer? You got the topper and that's it?
We got a piece. So I guess you're supposed to get the whole top tier, but we got a piece. And then you eat that on like your 1-year anniversary.
I had left the dance floor to go use the restroom. And I looked, when I was coming out, I looked over at the table and saw all the like 80 plates of cake lined up. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. And then a certain song came on and it just kind of,
you were like, it'll be there when I get back.
Yeah. And then my night just culminated into dancing with everyone and having a great time. Okay, I'm really tired. I'm 35 and I can't do this for 40 minutes straight.
And I did this shit 2 days ago.
Let me go talk to my boy in the DJ booth and my parents and my friends that are sitting around here just dapping people up. And how are you? And yes, I caught my breath. Let me go dance again and then dance and then do that. It was just kind of that circle of like.
So you didn't get any cake?
None. I was kind of sad. Yeah.
The few bites I got was delicious. I know it was all delicious because we went to taste everything, but.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So Jamie's was I don't know if you got, just
call it partying. Yeah. He said he had a great time just seeing and partying with everybody.
Okay. Yeah, so another thing Megan had told me was how top tier the playlist was. I guess she was like, she would harp a lot on one of her friends' weddings playlist, and she said that while she was there, she texted her friend and was like, I think David's playlist beat yours. And I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. I spent like weeks working on it, but I didn't know it was like something people compared fucking wedding playlists.
Well, listen, DJ 33.
It worked for me.
We got to listen to 98% of each song.
I wasn't DJing, but I'm saying I picked the songs.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So you picked the songs. But you also just said that I spent weeks on it, where I guarantee you there's a lot of people going, I like these songs. Yeah, put them on my playlist. But they're not, you know what I mean?
What I was like, you only have a limited amount, which is why I had told Donnie from the start, like, if it's too many, let me know.
At least
so
get to
we
these.
can like, yeah.
Because I want to dance or listen to these, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But want to see something cool? I feel like every episode we take a pee break. I'm gonna come back with I want to see something cool.
Is it not? Is it Simber?
It's another dog's initial.
Is it Zao Zao? Oh, it's a onesie bathing suit? Oh my goodness.
I think it's just a onesie, but it's super soft.
That's not a bathing suit?
I don't think so, because here's the bottoms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything was great. Like looking at the weather, like 2 weeks leading up, it was like 80% chance of rain, afternoon thunderstorms, and I'm like,
and it turned out to
like storm the day before and after, and drizzle for like 20 minutes at like noon the day of.
And the pictures that we got to take outside, like, so the one of me, Andy, Sam, and Eric with like this giant, what do you call that cloud? A Nimbulus 2000? What's that thing?
Just a nimbus.
The big puffy cloud, and the sun is setting behind it, and it's just like, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty.
Yeah, and it wasn't too hot. The venue was perfect. The weather worked out in our favor. Like, you always hear at least one fucking horror story about every wedding, and it was like literally everything was just perfect.
Well, that was something I wanted to ask you, was you've been to more weddings than me of like people our age, but in a non-biased sense, how would you either compare or...
I think non-biased...
If you were, like, say, part of the wedding party as opposed to the groom, or say you were just a guest at the wedding, how would you feel that yours compared to others that you were just a guest or a groomsman at?
I think even non-biased, I would put it at number one.
It was great.
I think
so good.
Just the chemistry of the wedding party alone. I think the venue itself, the weather,
the location.
I think having Antonio
everyone
officiate,
was in a hotel on a beach,
right? The location of that, having Antonio officiate, having Donnie be the DJ. Like, I've never been to any other wedding that you just able to take the fucking microphone and go out there and start fucking rapping Eminem in the middle of the dance floor.
Talk to him and be like, "Hey, what do you want to drink?
Right?
Hey, can I touch that button?"
Yeah,
like,
it's usually like, get away from me.
So there was a couple songs, right, where he was like, hit this like 10 times in a row, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Just like every asset, like I've never been the groom at any other wedding, but like the staff's attention to us as the bride and groom was just phenomenal.
So they were really good.
Yeah, like I said, every time I turned around, there was a brand new margarita on our table. The one time there wasn't, I went to the bar to get a drink, got back, and it was on the table.
My best memory was
everything.
Yeah, was walking in, going, well, not my best memory, but one of my like biggest smiles was like when we walked in. Like I said earlier, they were like,
"What do you want?
Pick whatever you want to drink," and I was just like, "Oh, well, thank you, kind person."
And I forgot all about that. Like, I walked in and I was like, "Oh shit, that's right. I do. This is my drink."
Yeah, they were just like, just
that
take
was great.
One.
Like even the photo ops, I feel like those were all good. I'm so stoked to get that offensive lineup photo back.
Yeah, so all those pictures, I can see them now in my head.
Yeah,
even
all gonna be great.
The bride and groomsmen, the bridesmaids, everyone together, everyone separate, all of them. The dance floor, the reception, the people procession in, just everything procession out. Everything is just going to be like just the way that they were taking photos, and it's going to be so good. Yeah.
So all that, the speeches, the vows I felt like were great. The speeches I felt like were great. The bouquet toss and the garter toss I felt like were great.
That was really funny.
It went to Jenna, and then did my thing to Jake. And then even
Well, it was
after
funny.
we had her put it on him and dad coming out and like scaring him off, like everything, like even to those most minute details was just perfect.
So the garter toss thing got me a little. It was like all the single men or the not married men come out to the dance floor,
Right.
and in my mind I'm going, well, they just did the bouquet toss. Like I had no clue in my mind. I was like, why are we out here?
That's
like
how it works.
Yeah. And then I saw you with it, and I was like, oh, duh, Chris, you're an idiot. And then I saw Jake standing next to. He was like directly next to me. Like I could have like moved my arm an inch and touched him.
Yeah.
And as soon as you were taking it off, about to throw it, I was like, one step to the left. And then you looked and
I even played it off. I was like I'm throwing it right to
you gave him the old Statue of Liberty. And oh yeah,
the old fumble roofie. But yeah, that's what I was telling Kayla. Like, there was no way Jenna was not getting that. The second she was invited to the wedding, she knew that was hers. Not
only was she gonna not get it, she wasn't not gonna get it, but she would have tackled a bitch to get it.
Yeah, it would have been full fucking Brian Urlacher out there getting that shit. And then she got, I got it. But yeah, everything literally from sun up to sundown was like, we envision, you always envision the perfect day, but it's a wedding, so it's always like something's gonna get fucked up. But literally everything went flawless.
Well, for those listening, just look out for Poor Choices social, because there will be eventually pictures of the events.
A fucking PowerPoint slideshow of everything. I'll incorporate what I can into this.
I was gonna say, you might just get like
just TikToks and reels of just fucking compilations of photo and video.
Maybe a little bit of Bruno Mars on that TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I want to marry you.
Did that play?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, there's
but
definitely.
I feel like that'd be a good song to play on TikTok while you reel through the wedding pictures.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let me move into these. I don't know how we want to play them here. I guess I'll tell you the person and see if you can guess their favorite part.
So I would rather hear what their favorite part was, and then I guess who said that was their favorite thing.
Okay. So we'll start with Josh.
Nope, that's not how that works. Reverse it. I want to know what they said, and then I'll guess who said it.
Oh, okay. Let me pick someone else. I'm also going to add that I think I told you not Groomsman James is on this list, and Donnie is also on this list.
All right, so go ahead, hit me with the first one.
Okay. Jamming out with everyone on the dance floor.
Donnie. Not Donnie. Jamming out with everyone on the dance floor.
Think about the people, and well, no, I don't want to say that because I don't want to call them out on this.
Chris?
No. Yeah, one more. I'll give you.
Is it a groomsman?
Yeah.
Eric?
No, it was Groomsman James.
Thought about it. Didn't think he'd say it. Okay.
All right. Next one is, some of these are probably gonna make me tear up a little bit. All right. Probably the dancing fella, and then a follow-up text. I changed my mind. It was getting ready with you and the men the day of. I actually put that way above dancing.
Sam?
No.
Really? Antonio?
No.
Chris?
No, that was Thomas. I think after like two more of these, we might have to get you down to two guesses because you're just gonna get it by process of elimination at that point.
Keep going.
I'd have to say when we were all standing up there at the altar and you're fighting tears and you saw her, could see through it all how happy you were and how happy she was when she got...
Eric.
Well, son of a bitch. Let me finish reading it. Good job. When she got to the top of the aisle, seeing you both full of genuine happiness and love brought me a ton of joy. How did you... What was the...
Easy.
How?
Easy. You met him?
Yeah.
Easy.
I feel like I could have read like four of these and you would have guessed Eric then.
That was so easy.
Interesting. Well, good job. All right. Probably getting emotional because you looked so happy and I was happy and a proud friend. But secondly, the Marshall Mathers performance with everyone on the dance floor was my favorite part of the reception.
Hey, I'm singing, looking at walking around, grabbing it, you know what, flipping it, you know who. Yeah,
Who would say Marshall Mathers? Josh.
No, the other one. You're going to get it this guess. I think if you think about it,
Antonio?
No.
The Marshall Mathers performance?
Think about
Donnie?
who would talk like that. No, it was Sam.
Sam. Oak Trey.
Oak
If you're
Trey.
listening, no one says Marshall Mathers performance. It's
He gonna
fucking
listen. He
Eminem.
texted me today saying he was listening to the one that dropped today. So
And listen,
he'll be
dude.
listening.
Get it together. You goddamn Browns fan?
You got the next one.
Yeah.
Overall wedding party experience. It was great to finally... see, that's going to give it away. It was great to finally meet most of the boys and put faces to the stories I've been hearing for years. It was awesome to see connection you have with all of us and the bond that's shared between everyone. It's pretty cool how they all welcomed me into the group without care and treated me like I was one of the boys from
Andy.
back in the day. Yeah, but let me keep going.
Yeah.
10 out
Yeah.
of 10 would do it again. Wedding reception. Best
Yeah.
wedding I've ever been to. Love how the reception was relaxed and not super formal. Y'all's vows were perfect. Even brought a tear to my eye, which ain't easy. Favorite part, though, was the dance floor with the mic getting passed around, just singing the shit out of everything.
To be honest, that was the best part of the reception. It was just...
Of the reception,
It
yeah,
was-
definitely.
Everyone had the same vibe.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of
1000%.
that word, but it was just
for lack of a better
everyone
one.
knew what to do. It
Right.
was scripted almost.
Yeah.
Like
And especially like to the Adele thing, like that's me, you, Josh, and Will. But there was like 6 other people up there that like felt
they
like
were
they were in the
all-
car with us that night, fucking just belting.
and they were all belting it.
Yeah.
Belting
So that
it.
was awesome.
Like it was the only other song, maybe 2. What would the other song be that we're belting? 3 a.m. leaving Taco Bell. We've been clubbing, barring all night, whatever it is.
Riding solo.
That's it. That's all I needed.
Okay.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, it was like we were mid up there belting Adele, and I like thought like, fuck, I forgot to put that one on the list. And then I was like, I'll tell Donnie after, but after the song was over, I was on to other things.
Then the Get Low came on and we were dancing. Yeah.
All right, so the next one is The Company. Y'all's family and friends were amazing all weekend. I liked the ceremony a lot. It was very touching and loving. Your vows were sweet, and I enjoyed seeing how happy you all were. But you guys also didn't make it like a Catholic one and keep us there for 2 hours. Not a groomsman.
It's gotta be James.
Yeah, the other James.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
it's
did
not-
I ever meet him in the Panhandle?
No, that's what I was telling you. I think when we were at Intracoastal, I think they moved before you moved down. So this one is watching you right before you walked out for the ceremony, nervous as can be, chugging water, preparing yourself for the waterworks. And then also the sparklers at the end was a cool touch. The venue was probably the nicest wedding I've been to. And I said, have you not seen sparklers before?
Chris.
And they said, I have, but I don't think I've been that fucked up and played with sparklers while seeing my best friend marry the love of his life. Some would say that's
Chris.
magical.
Chris. No?
That's Josh.
Damn. I forgot about the fucking sparklers, dude. Totally forgot about it.
Yeah?
But now I can put myself in that position where I'm holding it.
So, all right, I got a few more. This one is...
I haven't gotten I've gotten what, 1 right?
I think you got... Well, I give you a clue for that one. Yeah, I think you just got Eric right. Or no, you got Andy, but that was
Oh, and Andy.
a little, yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is, might have to go with the boys taking the mic. Couldn't tell you what we sang. I was hammered, but that was awesome. Haha.
All right, Chris.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. I should have... Yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
idiot.
This one is, I could easily say all of it, but if I had to choose a fave, your first dance. You only got like 3 left, so.
Yeah. If I had to choose a fave, your first dance. It's between Antonio, Joe, and who am I missing?
Donald.
Oh, it's Donnie.
That is Donnie.
Yeah. All right. 2.5-ish.
2.5-ish.
Okay.
Next one is
Yep.
venue music. Well, this is another giveaway. Venue music, getting you to say Lions were better than Cowboys, being crazy with the guys. The old Italian stallion himself.
Yeah.
And then last, but certainly not least, I'm assuming you mean besides the obvious, which is seeing you marry the woman you love and getting together with so many friends and family. I mean, not so much the wedding, but just the situation is that I can see the difference in Kayla and all the girls you've dated in the past. She unlocked something in you that made you totally put your guard down, and you have 0 reservations about wanting a life with her. When you know is a real thing, and that's her for you. So seeing that all come together is pretty awesome from my point of view. sharing that day with some of your oldest and newer friends as well.
Damn, Joe.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying. As well as your entire family was amazing, not just the wedding, but the entire weekend. The fact that it was away from home for most made it a weekend-long event for everyone. The wedding itself, the setup and venue was perfect. The way the weather worked in our favor was amazing, and everything seemed to go flawlessly, which is actually kind of rare for weddings. The venue was very, very nice, yet simple at the same time. Plus, Donnie killed it as a DJ and kept the vibes high, although it was basically your playlist. And that conversation evolved into more tear-jerking things, but
goddamn.
For the sake of these people that probably don't want to see two grown men cry on a podcast, we'll save that for later.
Most of the ones watching it probably were there and saw us cry anyways.
Yeah,
so.
that's true, but hey, we got 53 of them now, so
Thank you all.
shout out to those in Brussels.
Like, literally,
Yeah.
thank you all.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have some special guests in the next few episodes coming up.
Yeah. Stay tuned for celebrities.
Well,
At
one
least
of them.
a celebrity. Yeah.
A former.
Just a little bonus nugget. I guess Rhodes had messaged Kayla on like Instagram or something like that and was like, no more weddings. I don't know if my liver can handle it or something like that. And she's like, A,
Don't you do this every weekend?
well, yeah, well, okay, so that's A. B, like, we're not getting divorced, so she's not going to have another wedding. And C, he's my friend, so if she has another wedding, what makes him think he's going to go, or if she has another wedding, what makes him think he's going to go to that?
Oh, hey, my ex-husband's best friend.
Yeah. You wanna come to
do you
this
wanna
fucking wedding?
be in my wedding?
I was like, I didn't even think of that. It's a good point. So, Rhodes, when you listen to this, you're a moron. But I love you. Thanks for coming. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
We love you, but dumb question.
If we weren't tapping out at 2 hours and 40 minutes of recording now, I would give heartfelt thank yous to everyone. But love y'all.
And we go back.
Another one.
More. Thanks for watching Disney Channel.
Next up, Even Stevens.
Drake and Josh, where you beat them.